So hi guys, this is Arjun Singh and I hope you are doing great. So today I'm going to talk about React and my purpose is making video for React is that initially I had faced very issues in React and I hope you also are facing. And so some concepts, initially we lacked in some concept like in React, like some hooks and how Reacts work and why we need to React. So we are going to discuss some about it, and this video is in English language as well as Hindi. So uh, I hope you will understand. So come to the our point. So what is a React? Like as you can read it, React is a JavaScript library for building the user interface. And what do you mean by a user interface? So like this is our user interface, as you can see, like it's a front end part. And so why do we need to React? Guys, in Unit 2 and Unit 3, you are making different pages for different things like you make pages for docs, tutorials, blogs, and community. So in React you are not uh, you have to not make pages, you just need to make the components. So as I'm click on docs, you just think what happened here. Our page is not reloading, like our just component is changing. So here is the same component, same thing in left hand side, right hand side. What the changes here? The changes is only here, like the data you can see, and our page is not refreshing. Right? That's the power of React. React is very smooth, and we are today we are discussing how we practice React and about the counter app. So for practicing React, you can use the code sandbox. Just you can type react.new. So I'll suggest you to use code sandbox for practice, because in React you need to do very practice, and like you have to do very practice. We have to do practice, because if we don't do practice, you can get confused, and like it's initially it's very hard for you. So here we have React app. On the left hand side you can see some public file. This is our index.html, and this is some source, like this is our JavaScript uh, files, app.js, and index.js, and style and package.json. And in package.json we have a dependencies in our React, like uh, so here is a dependency in our React app. So we will talk about it later. So guys, firstly we need like what we are going to do, we are going to make a counter app. And why we are doing counter app? Because first you have to start uh, like a small step, and a counter is like a trailer. And so like we are doing first we have to make a component. So I make a component inside my uh, component source folder. So here's component, and in component I am going to make another file, first file of counter.jsx. And guys, so first you have to capital the first letter, first character, and you have to use, like you can use JS also, but you can use JSX. So for counter app, what you need to do first, you have to import React app, React from React, and you need to first create a function like const counter dot js. Okay, and you have to return something like you are returning diff and counter, right? And guys, you have to export it as well, and you have two ways to export. You can use default counter, and you can also use as an object like this way. So we are using now by default. So you have to import here, just write counter and close. So you can see here on my left hand screen, yeah, the counter app is open, right? uh, and guys, what we are going to do, we are going to make a counter app. So first we give counter. So here's counter, and so for counter I have to make two buttons, uh, for increment and for decrement. So button and first button and second button. So button, first button is for like plus, and second button is for minus. Yeah, so we have to use, also we have to show this. So for like, so what we have to do, when I click on increment, the count should be increment, and when I click on decrement, the count should be decrement, reduce. So I use to maintain this state, like I will use state hook. And if you want to know about, like if you want to learn what is state hook, you can read it in the tutorials React. So for your understanding guys, React hook is like a uh, inbuilt function, like we are using inbuilt function like dot map. And so uh, hooks are also a inbuilt function for a React. So like I'm giving you example, I'm just giving you example. Okay, so first I have to write. So I am just uh, I can write here count and set count is equal to my use state. So what is the means of count here, set count here, and use state? So use state is a hook, right? It helps us to maintain this state, and you will learn uh, in later videos how it will help us. Just give set our count as a 0, and let's check what are we facing the issue. So yeah, right now we don't have any problem. So guys, So what is set count? Count is like a variable. You can store any value in that, and set count is like a function. You don't need to write a function for that. You just like if you want to uh, change your value of count, you just need to set count is equal to the value, right? So I'm just using here on click function. So on click you have to use on click, like on and click should be in a camel case. So handle increment and on click for that, on click handle decrement. So just const, we are using here the arrow functions, and const handle decrement. And guys, so here we have 0, but we can do one thing also. We can write here count. So it's it will like it is 0 because we set the count, right? We set the value of count for initially. This is our initial state, right? If I do here 10, so this will become 10. By 0, then will become 0. So now we have to change, we have to do the functionality. When I click on this, so something will happen, and this, so and something should be happen. So for increment count, what we have to do, we just have to set our count by 1, right? And for decrement, we have to set our count by 1. So if I'm doing here set count, so you can see this will work, right guys? And guys, that's in this video, and I hope you like this video. And if you want more videos like in React or anything, you can just comment, and you can DM me for the particular uh, topic. And guys, I have suggestion, like I have suggestion to you guys, just more practice React, because like I took around 1 week just to understand this only the counter app, right? And so, and use code sandbox for practicing, because if we are using VS code, we wasted too many times on just installing the React app. And you can use it. This is very good app, and you have to save it as well. If you don't save this, uh, if you don't save the code sandbox, your data will, you know yeah, will remove, and you cannot see your data the next time. So that's it in the video. I hope you like this video. Thank you so much, guys.